And we're recording.
Welcome back to First Pairing D, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about some possible Hall of Famers.
Yeah, we have
So,
our fun little tier list.
yeah,
Jesus,
we're
Zetterberg
going.
looks like a demon.
Well, just to go over here, so obviously, first ballot, like, a few of these guys might be that uh, Hall of Famer, like, at least at some point in their eligibility. Again, I think we got some of those. I don't think we're going to have too many no shots, but you never know. We got a lot of people here.
Yeah, I don't think we picked anybody that we thought was a no shot.
But go ahead and get things kicked off. We got Ovi. Now, just a quick thing. These people are not all retired, but these are people that probably will retire and have retired. So the ones that will retire in the next few years, it's just speculation. So,
I think the oldest to retire here is from 2015, so none of the guys that get talked about like every single year, like JR or Kachuk or Rod the
yeah.
Bod.
All right. So now starting off with Ovi, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that he just gets his number retired.
Wow.
No, I'm pretty sure he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'd be shocked if he wasn't.
I mean, even if he doesn't beat Gretzky's goal record, he's gonna beat Gordie Howe's.
Yeah, like he's already probably the best goal scorer ever.
He's the best pure goal scorer the league has ever seen.
So yeah, Ovi's easy. This guy, I don't remember who would.
That is Andre Markov.
I don't really. I'm not familiar with him. I'm gonna be honest.
So, Andre Markov. So, last I had heard, I believe he finished his career in the KHL. He's actually old enough that he was technically born in the Soviet Union.
That's not that hard to do.
Well, true.
Oh,
But,
he's nicknamed the General.
so, his NHL totals, he played 990 games, 572 points as a defenseman, 89 playoff games, and 32 points. So he played pretty much his entire NHL career with the Canadiens.
He has a World Championship gold and two bronzes, a silver and a bronze in the World Juniors.
He was at two NHL All Star games, and he won a Gagarin Cup in the KHL.
Those are good defenseman numbers, but I'm gonna say he's like here,
Yeah,
or maybe
like
here, because I don't know what team would honor him. Habs, I guess.
that's the only team he played with in the NHL.
Oh, like I said, I'm not really familiar with him. Do you think they'll retire his number, or do you think he's just down here?
Well, the fact that, let's see, I just want to check when he actually retired. It looks like his last full, he retired in 2020. I feel like if Montreal was going to retire his number, they would have done it already.
Hi, Andre. Welcome to the No Shot Club.
Oh god, you picked a creepy picture of Brad Richards.
Look at him. You can like line his eyes up with Ovechkin's.
So Brad Richards, I think he's someone that's got a shot.
Let's look at his
I
stats.
Well, because if we go to his career, so he retired in 2016, so he's been eligible for a few years. 1,126 games, 932 points, 123 playoff games, and 91 points. Though he was a playoff performer.
Didn't the Blue Jackets retire his number? Or was that Rick Nash? That was
Rick
Rick
Nash was
Nash.
Blue Jackets.
Yeah, okay.
So Richards, uh, 2011 All Star, 2004 Lady Bing Trophy winner, 2004 Stanley Cup, and Conn Smythe winner, 2015 Cup winner with the Blackhawks. I mean, he makes a convincing argument.
I'm gonna say he's like here.
Yeah, I think he's a close call.
I mean, the fact that there's some people that are gonna beat him and some that are better that aren't gonna make it. So, I guess it just depends on the day for the Hall of Fame committee.
I mean, if he does get in, he's going to be one of the guys that they probably tack in like a weaker Hall of Fame class.
Yeah.
But I see the caveman himself right there.
I want to say he's a Hall of Famer, but it's probably closer to the middle than we'd like to think.
Yeah, I mean, 1,251 games to this point, 777 points, 94 playoff games.
He has a Norris, I think.
Yeah, he has a Norris. He's been an All-Star 6 times. And he's been a finalist for the Norris multiple times. And he was on the first All-Star team in 2017 and 19. But does one Norris make you Hall of Fame worthy, though?
Oh, I think 800 points as a defenseman does.
You have to remember, though, he played part of his career as a forward.
Okay, but still, I mean, I want to put him like right there.
Yeah, I feel like right now it's probably got to be the close call.
Yeah. Up next, we have man making a horrible face.
What, Carey Price? Not a good picture.
This is Carey Price?
It's Carey Price.
He looks demonic.
I'm pretty sure that's Carey Price, unless you picked a different picture.
This is Carey Price.
No, you're right. That's Brent Seabrook. Sorry, I didn't see Price there. I'm like, when did he grow a beard?
He's Brent. He really is like demonic, homeless Carey Price. It's one thing to know NHL players and another to like know their face. Don't judge us.
So Brent Seabrook. So he played 1,114 games, 464 points. Again, defenseman. 123 playoff games. 3-time Stanley Cup champion with the Blackhawks. And he was an All-Star in 2015.
I'm gonna say he gets like his number retired, or he gets like the Hawks Ring of Honor, and that's gonna be about it for him.
I pretty much agree. The weird thing was when the NHL did that 100-year celebration, they did like the 100 best players. They had Kane, Taves, and Duncan Keith as part of the 100 best players. And Kane, I can probably see, but the other two, I had a hard time with.
Yeah. The other two are actually all three of those are on this list though somewhere.
All right, who we got?
That's Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
And we have to keep in mind that the Hall of Fame doesn't really like goalies too.
No, they really don't seem to.
But he has 700 games, 334 wins, 256 losses. So that's about 80 more wins than losses.
Yeah.
88 overtime losses.
41 playoff games, 23 wins. And of course, he had the 2006 Cup, and he won the Conn Smythe.
And he was a 2011 All-Star.
The thing that's kind of difficult with goalies is I think it's a little harder to measure them compared to like just a forward or a defenseman that had points or a lot of trophies.
I mean, he was solid for a lot of years on a mediocre
Yeah,
Carolina team.
and seeing his highest win total was 39, and that was in 08-09. He always played pretty well, but for for being on a team that barely made the playoffs, 41 playoff games is a lot.
Yeah.
He only played in the playoffs twice in his career.
Even his last season in Chicago, I mean, he had a winning record
Yeah,
when he was like
they,
80.
his other stats weren't very good, but I think Ward.
He's definitely like a king in Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's probably in the team honorary spot. Like I don't see him getting it.
Have they retired his number yet? They have to have, right? Or they have like plans to.
Maybe. Uh, check that.
They have to retire his number. Carey Price is next.
From what I'm seeing, they
Actual
have not.
Carey Price, not demonic Carey Price.
Yeah, yeah, actual carry price. So
It's possible
right,
his career.
yeah, he might be done.
Man, I mean,
So,
every year we're told he's the best goalie in the world, and his numbers are good, but he doesn't have like awards really.
yeah, I mean, are you kidding me?
Well, he doesn't have a cup.
No, but in 2015, that was like his year. Jennings Trophy, Vesna, Ted Lindsay, Hart, first team All Star.
Okay, I don't know my Carey Price lore apparently.
No, 2015 was like his year.
I did not know he had the heart.
I mean, that was definitely like his career year. But
He's kind of not been amazing since then.
yeah, his career high was 44 wins. Yeah, I will admit though, he's been playing on less and less productive Montreal teams for the last few years.
He played 5 games last year.
He just can't stay healthy.
I mean, I didn't know he had like 87 MVP awards. I don't know. He's highly lauded and people love him. I think he does make it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fifth overall pick, and he was good for a long time, but if his career is truly over, at 361 wins in 712 games, it's not bad.
I mean, even like nowadays, you still hear people calling him the best goalie in the world, and I think the voters will still kind of latch onto that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the current best goalie in the world, we could debatably say that it's Vasilevsky right now.
I think it's Connor Hellebuck.
Definitely think Hellbuck's the best American goalie, but we've got this duel going on right now between Vasilevsky and Shesterkin.
And Darcy Kemper.
Okay, so I see another Hawk, Corey Crawford.
He looks like a dad that's like melting a little bit.
He is a dad.
Well, but he looks like he's melting.
He played 488 games, 260 wins, 96 playoff games with 52 wins. Of course, he was part of the 2013 and 15 Cups, and had the 2013 and 15 Jennings trophies, but he shared those. In 15, he shared it with Carey Price. 13, he shared it with Ray Emery.
Ray Emery has a Jennings? Wow.
And he was a 2015 and 17 All-Star.
What are his wins and losses?
260 wins, 162 losses, 53 OT. But he also was part of that World Cup of Hockey gold medal team.
I would put him with Cam Ward, I think.
Yeah, I don't foresee him being a true like overall Hall of Famer.
No. Keep in mind, lovely viewer, that everyone on this list is a good player, so even if we say they're at the bottom, that's not like an insult to them.
Yeah, like they're still good enough that they made it here.
like demon face here. God, look how angry he is.
Yeah, it's not good.
But on the other side of the angry scale, Drew looks pretty happy.
Yeah, Drew. He's been a second team All Star player twice, obviously 2 cups, a 5-time All Star, 2016 Norris Trophy winner, and 16 and 18 first team All Stars.
567 points in 1,014 games.
Yeah, and he's still got, I'd arguably say, another at least 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Playing time. I don't mean before he gets in the hall. I mean, like, he's got more time.
I would put him here, I think.
Because I think what would be the deciding factor for him is who the other. Like, I think he'll probably get in at some point, but I think it depends on who the other people in the class are.
Yeah. I'm putting him here just because I think Kopitar is here, but we'll get to him. First we have... God, his hair is terrible.
Well, he grew it out, and he looks like a hobo.
I picked the worst picture I could find in like 30-second searches, so...
So Duncan Keith, okay, his hair looks a little better in this more recent picture, but he's also starting to look older. I mean, he is 39.
I don't know if Duncan Keith is a Hall of Famer.
1,256 games, 646 points. He was the Norris Trophy winner in 2010 and 14. First team All-Star in the same years. 2015 Conn Smythe winner. Stanley Cup champion 10, 13, and 15. 2 Olympic gold medals and 4 All-Star games. I think he probably makes it.
You think he makes it?
I think he makes it.
He did make that 100 greatest players list too.
Yeah. I kind of dispute that a little bit, but probably earned. Okay. I think he'll be a Hall of Famer, probably not a first ballot, unless depends on the year.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's a first ballot. Dustin Byfuglien.
Dustin Byfuglien, who was also a Blackhawk at one point.
Didn't he win with those, like, the 2015?
2010.
20, okay.
Because he was drafted by the Hawks. 869 games, 525 points. Also, notably, did play 1 year with the Atlanta Thrashers.
And he has that reputation of being like one of those guys you just don't want to be on the ice when he is.
Remember that game he played? It was one of his last years in Winnipeg, and there was a fight happening, and he grabbed onto the back of the jersey of two opposing players and just like ragdolled them off of another jet.
Yeah, he's fierce. Another thing that probably does help his case, I think, he's the first Black American player to win the Stanley Cup.
True. And he was a four-time All-Star. The thing that's kind of tricky with him, I think, is that while he played 869 games, I think there might be a little bit of a dispute of whether or not he played enough. If that makes sense.
Well, I know he had that like contract dispute thing, but I think it had to do with like an injury too, and he like got a surgery that the team didn't want him to or something.
Yeah, I know he had some health issues towards the end. And as a Jet, he was a remarkably productive defenseman.
Yeah.
I want to say he was also drafted as a forward, actually.
Remember when he left the Jets and their like best defenseman was Sammy Niku? That first year he was gone.
No, they had Josh Morrissey.
Still, like their decor went from like really good to like suspect pretty quick when Bufflin left.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
And
They lost a
I would
lot.
take that into consideration a little bit too, to think that Dustin Bufflin potentially made them go from a playoff team to not, just by one player leaving.
Will the Hall of Fame committee think the same way, though?
I think he had good stats, and I think being the first Black American to win the cup will help him.
Probably.
But I would say he's like here.
Most likely.
It,
But
I'm rooting for him though. I think, huh?
I think he's got a possibility, but at the least, the Jets will probably do like a ceremony for him for sure. But that's Eric Stahl next there, it looks like.
Yes, it is.
Looking kind of wild man there.
He looks like, yeah, he's like a hairy skeleton man.
So he's got an okay case. 1,293 points, 1,034 game or backwards. 1,293 games, 1,034 points, 441 goals, 83 playoff games, 59 points. He won Olympic gold. Let's see. Here, the IHF, he got gold with that.
6-time All-Star. And
2006 Cup champ, 2006 second team All-Star.
and of course he was on that Canes Cup team with his buddy Cam Ward.
Yeah. Oh, and you can't forget, he was an EA Sports NHL cover athlete in 2008.
Yeah.
'Cause that totally matters.
He's the best Stahl brother.
Oh, by far.
Well, not by far. Jordan's pretty good.
He's not on this level though. Like Eric, I can see maybe making the Hall of Fame. I don't see Jordan making it.
I think they're both getting their number retired with the Hurricanes, though.
Probably. I think Eric Stahl probably falls in the close. He falls in close call for me.
I would agree with that. Like maybe somewhere in the middle here, but close call. That's Chino Malkin, I think.
Yep, we've got, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that. I mean, I honestly think he might actually, depending on the year, might actually be a first ballot. 3-time Stanley Cup champion, 2 Art Ross trophies, 3 first team All Stars. What is that? 7 All Star games. He won the Calder in 2007, Conn Smythe 2009, Hart 2012, Ted Lindsay 2012.
He's got
Right.
1150 points in 980 games. He hasn't even played 1,000 games yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's well over a point per game.
I, I,
He's
th-
over a point per game in the playoffs too.
yeah, I think he's easily first ballot.
Yeah,
And same with Henrik Lundqvist.
I feel like he has to. Like, I know he didn't win a Stanley Cup, but
Well, wasn't
the
Bobby
dude
Lou
is,
first ballot?
yeah, he was.
Yeah, so if Bobby Lou is, I think Hank is right there with him.
He has to be. And honestly, Crosby is going to end up being a first ballot.
Yeah, that's an easy 3 in a row.
Now, Mike Fisher.
Who looks like he
I like,
doesn't have a nose in this picture with the visor.
like, I know that I believe he's been eligible already. I don't
He
think
retired
he
in like
makes,
2017, so yeah.
I don't think he makes it.
Retired in
Played over
2018.
played over 1,000 games.
He's only had 1
11
year of eligibility.
Okay. So, yeah, 2018. That makes sense. 1,104 games, 589 points, 146 playoff games. No individual awards, though. I don't really think he has a shot.
I do think that the Predators would be criminal not to retire his number, though.
Potentially. He spent, half his career with the Senators, though.
But he was the captain of the Predators. And I mean, I don't know anybody that didn't like him.
Yeah, a very likable player.
So I'm going to put him here, and then we can move on to Tuukka Rask.
Your Erik Karlsson grudge continues.
I mean, he's been bad recently.
I feel like the only reason that he would have a shot. Well, let me explain this. So, we know that the Hall of Fame loves flashy. So he's got 660 points in 838 games to this point. And at the NHL level, he's won 2 Norris trophies. He's been an All-Star 6 times, first team All-Star 4 times. Whatever the Viking award is. Oh, awarded to the best Swedish hockey player in North America.
Voted on by
Won that-
other Swedes.
He's won that 3 times. 53 points in 67 playoff games. It's tricky. Just the fact that he's won more than one Norris, I feel like the Hall of Fame committee would already think that that's notable.
But he's been bad for the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, he puts up points, but
I'm going to leave him there. I'm not convinced. And I hate him.
Rask, oh, he looks terrible in that picture.
Why is Erik Karlsson here twice?
Double the no.
Tuukka, I'm going to say he's... Is he here or here?
Well, okay, so Rask was a 2011 Cup champ. He won the 2014 Vezina, won the 2020 Jennings, won a few Olympic bronze, 308 wins, 165 losses, 66 overtime losses. I feel probably team honorary, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Bruins retire his number, and that's about it. Jason Spezza is given like a. It's not quite a give me the food, but it's like an I see you have food, and soon I'm gonna want it.
Yeah, he's staring down Helen with the soup. Uh, so Spezza, a guy who's had a good career, no awards. He's had 2 All-Star games, 995 points in 1,248 games. He is still under contract with the Leafs, I believe.
No, he's in the Leafs office now. He retired.
Oh, he did, officially.
Yeah. He's taking like the Shane Doan role.
It kind of sucks that he didn't get 1,000 points.
How far off was he?
5 points.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, I don't know, that's not as bad to me as what Mike Babcock did to,
Mike Modano.
yeah.
How do I add? I don't. If I could add a player, I would put like Mike Commodore in here.
Really? I mean, Spezza, I think he might get a team honoree kind of thing. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Did you pick a picture of Bouwmeester that looks like he's like
Okay, look.
he looks like a mummy, man.
Look, it's like the second one,
Oh.
and this one was too small.
Okay, well, that one looks worse when it's tiny.
So, yeah, Bouwmeester, 424 points in 1,240 games as a defenseman.
Played a long ass time, and he's got a Stanley Cup.
And he would probably still be playing if he didn't have his, like, heart thing.
Yeah. I think minimum probably gets a team honoree, but he jumped around a little bit. You know, he's drafted by Florida, played for the Flames for a while, and then kind of played the last 8-ish years with the Blues.
I think he'll get his number retired by the Blues, or, like, put in their Ring of Honor or whatever, just because that was the team where...
Yeah, team honoree, I totally see that.
I think Spezza I'm going to put in close call, actually. He's got a lot of points, and he played a lot of games.
I was gonna say, he definitely would not be a first ballot guy.
Joe, I think, is just Hall of Famer.
1,714 games, 1,539 points, 187 playoff games with 134 points. So he was an all-star 6 times, 2006 Art Ross and Hart, first team all-star 2006, second team all-star 3 times, was part of the World Cup of Hockey in 2004 and 2016, and was on the 2010 Winter Olympic team that won.
Yeah, I mean, if you beat the record for games played, you're a Hall of Famer. I think it's that simple.
That was Marlowe.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we'll just throw him in there immediately then, too.
Quick. Now, part of me is wondering, because I think part of this depends on how much longer he plays. This is the last year of his contract this coming season. 712 games, 359 wins, 92 playoff games, 49 wins. So, three-time All-Star, two-time Cup champ, Conn Smythe winner, second-team All-Star 2012, and two Jennings. Was a silver Olympic medalist in 2010.
Just look at Patrick Kane's face.
It's like a leprechaun picture.
He's like a ghoul. Uh, Quick, I don't. I think he's like here.
Because the thing that I think could determine if he gets in. So obviously, if he has a good year this year, that helps. If he plays like I'll say 1 or 2 more seasons, as long as it wasn't absolutely terrible, he would become the American goalie with the most wins all time.
I think the biggest thing with Quick is what happens with this man.
Maybe, but he has 2 cups and a Conn Smythe that Ryan Miller never did.
But I think that you're biased, and that the committee hates goalies, and that most
I mean,
people think Ryan Miller is better for longer, and that he'd be close call, and Quick is just gonna be a Kings guy.
perhaps, but if he ends up, because the thing that I would compare between the two, Ryan Miller has the most wins, but he played a lot longer, and he's only like 30 wins ahead.
But also John Van Beesbroek never got in. And he had that record that Miller barely broke for like 15 years or whatever it was. Maybe not.
Well,
I don't know how long it was. That's a
but the
guess.
other thing to consider is I think Ryan Miller did win a Vezina, but Beezer never won any major awards.
He won my heart.
But if you're going to be a goalie and you're going to get into the Hall of Fame, I think you have to have awards. It just seems like with as much as they don't like them, you pretty much have to have awards.
Beezer is one of only, well, at the time, only 15 goalies to get 300 wins.
Yeah.
And Beezer won the Vezina in 1986.
Okay. But ultimately, I think when it comes to goalies, having Stanley Cups, multiple, like, okay, Ashik never won a Stanley Cup, but he had, like,
Yes, he did.
7. True, he did at the end. Never as a Saber, which is what he's known for. But 7, I want to say 7 Vezina trophies? 6 or 7?
It was a lot. It was basically every year.
Like, he won, it was something like 6 out of 8 Vezinas over, like, the period of the 90s that he played in Buffalo. It was something insane. I mean, him getting the cup at the end with Detroit was obviously just kind of like a cherry on top.
Yeah.
And I think even without that, he was getting in.
Yeah, well, he's like Henrik Lundqvist, where he's just perennial god tier. Quick has had bad seasons,
Oh, he certainly has, but
and Ryan Miller has too. But like
I was gonna
Hasek, he would win every night.
I was going to say, if you want to talk about bad seasons, look at Ryan Miller in Vancouver. But not all that was his fault, of course, but
Yeah.
he's got 391 wins. Quick is sitting at 359.
Okay, fine. I'll put Quick here. Does that make you feel better?
I just think it's an argument. I mean, I've been feeling like of all the major Kings Cup winners that are still left, he probably has the least chance of getting in, though.
Leon, I think he's a Hall of Famer, even if he retired right now.
Yeah. He just has that kind of ability.
McDavid's not here because there's no argument at all, I don't think.
No, like I don't really think there's a way you can argue that.
But
Fleury has to be first ballot. I feel like.
first ballot?
I know people are gonna argue it, but
See, I love Marc-Andre Fleury, but I think he's just here. I think he's going to make it. I don't think it'll be first ballot.
um, so 520 wins in 939 games. I don't think he's gonna break the record for second unless the Wild play really well this year and he wins the majority of them, or unless he plays another year, he does not break that record.
And I think until he breaks that record, he's right here and not
He's
here.
a three-time Cup champ, a five-time All-Star, Jennings, a Vezina. Now, put it into perspective, if he did play in a second year after this year, he is in striking distance of that record. 551 wins is the record. He needs 32 wins to break it. He's
Yeah.
close.
I mean, there's no question he's a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he's a first ballot.
The only reason I could argue first ballot is because he's third all time in wins.
But they don't like goalies.
But both Waugh and Brodeur were first ballot guys. So I mean, I feel like when it comes to like major records like that, they might be a little more inclined.
Oh, I guess we'll find out eventually, but I'm not changing it.
Giordano.
Testicle head.
It's gonna probably be a no. I don't think he does.
He's like a point every other game as a defenseman. He's solid. He did win the Norris.
Yeah, he did. I want to say he was one of the oldest players to ever win the Norris.
Well, yeah, I think for sure the Flames retire his number, but that's...
I mean, definitely.
And then we have Mikko Koivu.
Again, Wild will most likely honor Mikko Koivu.
I think they already announced that they're going to retire his number.
Yeah, no surprise at all.
Do you
Let's
think
see.
he gets to close call even?
1,035 games, 711 points, 59 playoff games, 28 points. Did not win any major. He did win, looks like a couple bronze and silver medals in international tournaments. He did win World Championship gold in 2011. World Juniors U18, he got gold all the way back in 2000. But no individual awards.
Yeah, okay. Wild retiree. Nick
Um,
Hjalmarsson. Now, he's the defensive specialist, not the flashy defenseman, so that's where it's tough.
well, yeah. What's going to be tough with that is uh, I think if an award like Shannon, hockey guy, has proposed like the Langway Award for the defensive defenseman, and then if you had like a separate defensive scoring, like for just most points by defenseman, maybe. I think if a Langway trophy existed, there's probably no question that hardware-wise, he would probably be set.
Yeah, he would have been like a perennial Langway winner.
Um, Now I want to say he was part of all three Blackhawks cups.
I believe that's true. And then he got traded to the Coyotes.
Yeah, he was on all three of them.
But as much as I like Hjalmarsson, I think he's down here.
Yeah. Patty Kane. Yeah, I was gonna say Patty Kane is on the verge of becoming the highest scoring American player of all time, and has three cups.
He's a grandpa and he's still putting up like near 100 points.
92 last season.
Like yeah, he's very good. He's really creepy, and like if you've seen him just like walk, he has like this weird lurch. But
I don't usually hear lurch be applied to short people. Well, I guess he's not. He's like 5'9".
have you like he looks creepy when he's just standing.
He also has an Art Ross, a Hart, a Lindsay. He's been on the All-Star teams. He did win the Conn Smythe in 2013. Yeah, I mean, there's just no question. Paul Stastny. That one's kind of tricky.
It is. He's played 1,000 games and he has 800 points exactly. And the weird thing is, I don't think he's played on any single team long enough to be like.
A team honoree.
But, like, my gut wants to put him here for some reason.
Like, he's been an all-star, but never won individual awards.
Something about me just wants to say, like, he's just always been good. He's got that family history with him, too, and that the league will like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, to an extent, family history can help. Like, it obviously couldn't help Brent Gretzky because he didn't do anything.
Okay, he was actually bad.
Yeah, he was bad, but
Paul Stastny, I mean, he's legit. He's always been good. You can put him wherever you need him, and he'll contribute.
yeah, I mean, just looking at like the team he was with the longest was the Avs. That's who drafted him. Although it looks like he's had kind of a issue staying healthy. He's never played a full 82 game season before.
He did his first season.
Oh yeah, just his first season.
Okay, but then he played 81. He missed one game, and then he missed like 3, and like less than 10.
Yeah, but obviously as he's getting older, we see that increasing, but
I don't know. My gut wants to put him here, but it probably is here, honestly.
yeah. Now, Datsuk, I don't know if you think he gets first ballot.
I think I don't think he's first ballot just because we haven't seen him in a while.
I mean, imagine if he had stayed in the NHL, even for just another 2 or 3 years. I mean, he probably would not have been with the Red Wings. He probably would have requested a trade from that.
Well, and the Coyotes have his contract, after all. Had his contract.
I mean, 953 games, 918 points, 157 playoff games, 113. I want to say he won a Gagarin Cup. Yeah, Gagarin Cup 2017. 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Selke winner 3 times. He was selected as one of the NHL's 100 greatest players.
I mean, he's the Magic Man. I think he's easy Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think Hall of Fame for sure. First ballot. Rene did win Vezina, not win a cup.
He got close.
Yeah, and I mean he's had good stats a long time.
He has over 100 more wins than losses. Well, regulation wins.
Yeah, I feel like he probably would fall into Team Honoree for sure.
I think he goes up here with Quick and Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, they're all part of that same era together.
I mean, Pekka Rinne is kind of iconic. He was good for a long time.
Well, yeah, he was just too good right now for quite a while.
Phil the Thrill. Philith McThrillith.
I think he's easily a close call.
I would agree with that. He's got
Considering
not quite 1,000 points, I don't think yet.
no, he hasn't hit 1,000 points, I don't think, but he has played over 1,000 games.
He is about to. Well, he's likely about to beat Yandel's Iron Man streak.
He's got 956 points, 1,204 games.
He's a two-time Cup champion, a Masterton winner.
Masterton. You know, I really think he got gypped in 2016. 2016, I could have sworn he should have got the Conn Smythe. I want to say he led the Penguins in scoring in that playoff.
I think he did. I think Phil could go either way, though. Yeah.
I mean, he lost it out to Crosby. I thought he should have won, honestly. But, you said Nick Foligno?
No, that's
Oh, that's Rick Nash.
yeah, Rick Nash.
Ricky. Well, the very first star that the Blue Jackets ever had.
He's got 800 points in 1,000 games. His numbers are basically Stastny's.
Yeah, they're good numbers. I mean, I think his goal scoring was a little higher.
And he's stuck with one team longer.
Yeah, I mean, his number is retired now.
He did win a Rocket Richard.
Yeah, well, that was a shared Rocket Richard. But he still did.
With Aginla, who's already in, and this man.
Kovalchuk. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I believe that's one of the only times the Rocket has ever been shared.
Didn't OV share it with Pasta?
Was it Pasta or was it? I think it was Pasta. Might have been Matthews as well.
Yeah, I mean, he already has been honored, so...
Yeah, again, kind of like, almost like with Stastny, like, I just don't think he has the stats to make it in all the way.
I think he's like a sleeper hit, though, maybe.
Ron Hainsey, a dude that played for like 15 years before he made the playoffs. Played with the Blue Jackets, the Thrashers, the Jets, and then the Hurricanes. He did get to play playoffs as 3 of his last 4 years, though. Including when in 2017. But 1,132 games, 311 points. Again, good, steady defensive dude, but no.
Yeah. Donor. I hope he's here, but he's probably there.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, he's already a team honoree.
I mean, just the history of sticking with one franchise and being his captain qualities, I think makes him a close call. You'll hear experts say he will or he won't make it. So I think he's literally the definition.
Yeah, what might get him Jason Spezza is the fact that he was close to 1,000 points but didn't make it. Obviously, he played a lot more. I mean, he lasted a very long time in the league.
It's one of the last original Jets too.
Yeah.
Oh, and to our fans out here, this is the definition of a "give me the food" face. And so is Phil's.
I think it's just the how tiny the picture is, but Shea Weber looks like he's missing an eye.
I think that's just through the screen share, because he looks fine here.
So Weber, 1,038 games, 589 points, 97 playoff games, 42 points, won world championship and Olympic gold multiple times. Mark Messier Award 2016, All-Star multiple times. I think he was nominated for the Norris, but never won.
I think he did have a Norris.
Not listing it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He broke the glass with a slap shot at least twice.
Yeah.
Second hardest shot in hockey.
In the end, actually, you could argue that it's third, actually.
I thought he's just behind Martin Firk.
Chara has the NHL level record.
Okay.
It was like 0.3 miles an hour faster.
And then Firk, like, he just fucking killed that thing.
And that one counts as a pro record, but technically does not count as an NHL record.
Okay, but I mean, it's the same contest.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. As a pro record, that stands as the hardest shot in professional hockey history.
Yeah. Do you think Shea is a close call or a team honoree?
I think he'll get honored by the Predators for sure.
Maybe the Habs too, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you think he even has a shot up here though?
I don't see it. Yeah, great player, but I just don't see the Hall of Fame being that much of a.
I'm gonna put him next to his buddy.
You got an old picture of Hedman.
I don't know why Hedman's here. He's still like in his prime.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of too early.
It is a bit early, but I think he's well on his way to potentially being a Hall of Famer.
He shouldn't be here at all, but I think if he retired today, he'd be right here.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back cups, Morris. But Vinny LeCavalier.
You recognize this? I put him here, and I immediately forgot who this was.
He did play his final year with the Kings, so I did actually get to see him live. But 1,212 games, 949 points. Was a 2004 Stanley Cup champion, a 2007 Rocket Richard winner. King Clancy, 2008. And his number is, in fact, retired.
Yeah, I'd put him up there with Doan and Spezza. I think all three of them are very comparable.
Yeah, and I think his issue is the later half of his career. Sad as that sounds.
Yeah. Zdeno grew.
Played a long ass time.
Technically, I mean, he hasn't retired yet, so he still could be.
Yeah, no, he's not retired yet.
Or if he has, I haven't seen it. Do you think he's like a shoe-in?
Is Grew a shoe-in? It's hard. It really is hard.
Do you think if you have 1,680 games and that you've been consistently good through all of them, you probably are a Hall of Famer?
Yeah. Well, if nothing else, his longevity will come into play.
Yeah. He does have a Norris too, and a Cup.
Yeah, like he's done some stuff.
Onze.
Cup. I think he's on the Selkie twice. And at this point, I think it's assists. It was something like he needed. It was less than 100 assists, and he would break Marcel Dion's assist record with the Kings.
He's got 2 Selkies, a Lady Bing, and the Messier.
Yeah, and obviously 2-time Cup champ and a 5-time All-Star.
I think Onze is the only shoe-in king.
That's probably correct. And he's also the first player to ever come from his country.
Yeah. Kovalchuk.
Had a pretty damn good record, and then he came back to the NHL after a bunch of years and could not keep up with it.
No, he could not. He could not. But, I mean, you know, he was old. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, 876 points, 926 games. Before coming back to the NHL, he was actually, if I remember correctly, he was exactly a point per game.
This one's tough. I don't...
He's won 3 Gagarin Cups. He did make it to 2012 Stanley Cup final against the Kings and lost.
He's got that Rocket Richard that he shared with Iginla and...
I mean, his international stats, his international stats and international awards might actually be what end up. He was over a point per game in the KHL. That might actually be what pushes him to be an eventual. I think he's a close call.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And our last one, Mr. Henrik Zetterberg. It's kind of hard to when you think of the mid 2000s, he's one of the guys that you think of.
He's also kind of there with LeCavier and Spezza and Doan.
1,082 games, 960 points, 137 playoff games, 120 points. 2-time All-Star, 1-time second All-Star team. Conn Smythe and the Cup in 2008. 2015 King Clancy.
He played like 400 less games, but him and Doan really are like the last guys that were just one team.
Yeah, he was a nominee for the Calder and the Selkie at one point. Probably lost the Selkie to Datsuk. He won 2006 Olympic gold, 2014 silver, and a few medals in the World Championships. Yeah, honestly, I can't. Right now, I think he's probably just close call.
Yeah. Is he close call or just a team honoree?
Well, hopefully, he's for sure a team honoree, but honestly, I think he's in the same category as Vinny Lecavalier.
Yeah.
And Zetterberg's career was cut short by a back injury. He had another 2 years on his deal. If the back injury hadn't have been such a thing, I think he would have broke 1,000 points.
But yeah, there's our list.
Let us know in the comments if you guys have any agreements, disagreements, comments, thoughts. And we'll see you guys next time.
And until then, here's Testicle Head. Bye.